This is A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, a place where you get to become an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. It is me, Kiki, it's my boy Eric, and it's Tracy J in the house. You guys look cute.
Thank you.
I'm tired, but thank you.
You guys look beautiful. I was looking at you guys while I had us backstage before the episode. I'm like, oh, these are some beautiful people before me.
Come on, Melanie.
You look good yourself, Kiki. I see you got your fresh retwist.
Come on here, retwist.
And got the signature red lip.
Come on here, lip. I promise y'all, I did not compliment them for a compliment. I was very sincere. Oh my God. Well, welcome back, you guys, listeners, viewers. We thank you for coming back and joining us today. Eric and Treese, what you guys got up?
I have a lot of packing and cleaning to do.
Where you going?
I'm coming to Dallas, Treese. Hey.
When you coming to Dallas?
Tomorrow, actually.
Oh, okay.
One of my friends.
No arrangements to see you.
Listen.
Because Treese was a little under the weather. Her whole household was under the weather, and I wasn't trying to be up under that.
And is.
So I was like, I'll let her know I'm coming. And if by the end of my trip, she's all well, I will stop by and meet her at the door.
My weather is together, but I'm just waiting on my baby's weather to get together.
But I'm outside, roll the window down. She come onto the porch and
the porch.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so I got to pack. I have not started packing yet. So that's what I got up.
Well, have a safe trip.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Welcome.
In these Dallas streets.
What's up with you, Treese? What's the latest in the streets? I know you always come with some fun fact, something.
Y'all know I always come up with something random I want to talk about. Today, y'all, in these Twitter streets that I want to talk about, or IG streets. This is Eric Lane, really. Everybody knows what happened with Will Smith when he slapped the mess out of Chris Rock for running his mouth about Jada. And everybody knows the backlash that came from that. He withdrew from the Academy after he got his award, though. Smart. Yeah. And people pulled out of movies, all this other stuff. Blah, blah. Everybody was coming to crucify him because, he's a black man in the world, on a platform for everybody to see. So, of course, they crucified him for it. Well, finally, we really haven't heard much from Will Smith. He finally released a apology, somewhat, I guess, to, what's his name? Chris Rock. Look, I forgot his name that fast. He released an apology to Chris Rock. He said he did. Now, the video is on IG. It's on his IG. Y'all can look it up if y'all want to watch the whole thing. It's about 5 minutes. He pretty much had like a couple of questions, I guess, that everybody's been asking. So he went to say, okay, let me go ahead and answer a few of these questions. He pretty much started off with saying, now we all know, like, while we're here or whatever, Chris Rock, I've reached out to him. He told me that he doesn't want to speak right now. But I've always, I wanted to extend an apology to him and directly to him, but he said he's not in the space to talk about what happened or whatever. Pause. This is a Tracy comment here. If you're not ready to accept that apology, why are you doing these shows making jokes out of what happened? Christopher Rock. Okay. Noted. Anyways, then Will Smith went on to say that he apologized to his mom. We know his mom that came out and said something. We know that Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother, apparently Tony Rock and Will are pretty close. Like they hang on occasion or whatever, and they're consider each other friends. He's like, I know that relationship is reputable, but I'm gonna reach out to him because I was in the wrong. Which I don't condone violence. I don't. But there comes a time and a place for if you run your mouth too much, you're going to have to deal with the consequences. Now, I'm specifically talking to, y'all know who I'm talking to when I say this. You all know, do not open your mouth to say nothing if it don't nothing nice come out, because there is some consequences that are going to come out the side of your face. And it might be my hand, it might be a shoe, it might be whatever, a pot, I don't know.
Whatever's in reach.
My purse. I don't know. But anyways, he pretty much went on to say like how all the fans, he's like, what do you have to say to all the fans that you think are upset about you? You can tell this man has just so much. You can tell he's been beating himself up. And you could like even
really sad.
Yes, even during the interview. I'm okay. So
can I pause you real quick?
What?
Because Kiki, I don't know.
What she say?
She talking about, oh, was he sad? She don't care. You know, them emotions don't move her at all.
She like, oh, was he? Listen,
you guys are not gonna try.
You better listen. You better have some love for Willard. Will Smith. Let me tell you. So watching the little IG interview, I'm very good at. I always pay attention to people's body cues and stuff. You can tell he was like shaking. He was a little nervous. You saw like the little ticks. You know, I've watched Will Smith for years. I've watched many interviews, and I could tell that he was uneasy about it. You know, whether he was uncomfortable with the apology or whether he felt like he had to do it.
Come on here, body language expert.
Yeah,
3CJ.
I'm telling you, when you watch it over, you can see him like, hesitating. You see his legs shaking, his hands shaking a little bit. So you can tell he was nervous about the whole thing, but he pretty much released his apology. I'm just ready for it to be over with.
I'm tired of it too.
And honestly, I really honestly hope this is the last time Will Smith even speak about it. And if anybody asks about it, I want him to say, check out my IG and then move on.
I feel like somebody's, maybe I saw it on Twitter. It said something along the lines of Jada did not tell him to do it.
He did mention that in the IG. He said somebody asked him like, "Did Jada tell you to go on stage and do something?" He said, "Nope, Jada didn't say nothing." He apologized to Jada. He's like, "I apologize to her," and he's like, "I apologize to my family for putting us in that spotlight and not a positive one." You can tell that mess with him a little bit, but he said Jada did not say nothing. He's like, "I did that on my own." And he's like, everybody's talking about, well, you kind of laughed. And, it's kind of like a nervous tick. Like, you're on TV. That's what you do. Even if jokes are uncomfortable, you laugh. And then I think it kind of set in like, that was disrespectful. I didn't like that. And, of course, he had his little delayed reaction. His delayed reaction, okay, he didn't do all that. But, he gave him a little slap. And then Chris Rock shut his mouth, right? I don't care. Will Smith, if you're watching this podcast, I'm gonna tag you in this. I support you specifically, and I hope most of the Black community supports you. And I'm so glad Will Smith, it is reported that he got a movie that he about to do, and he got a $35 million check. Chris Rock, can you say the same?
Ooh.
That's it.
Oh, well, Teresa J.
I'm gonna end on a check.
Well, Teresa,
$35 million. Yes.
Thank you for letting us know what's popping with Will Smith
in these celebrity streets.
In the celebrity streets, and yes, I'm ready for everybody to move on
just
from this topic. I thought it was done.
Me too. I'm done with it
too. When I
don't want to hear him to say nothing else. When Chris Rock come out and say something, it's too late. Should have been said something. That was last year. Keep it moving. Keep it pushing.
Now he gonna come back a year later.
I'm ready to. He's gonna come out with a tell-all or something.
Hear about it.
I might want to hear about that mess.
Because I legit thought it was done until, like y'all said, like people started talking. I was like, wait, what? We talking about this again?
Listen, I don't want to hear nothing else about it unless we're gonna bring back Celebrity Deathmatch and y'all gonna get in the ring and square up. Ooh, I would pay to see that. Because Ali gonna come out, whoop your ass.
Oh yeah, he's trained now. That is hilarious.
Bet you he won't get in that ring with him.
Oh my god.
Y'all remember Celebrity Deathmatch? Eric, I don't know if you do. That was way before your time. Yeah,
okay,
man.
Don't do me like I am not that way before your time. Okay.
Way before your time. You was in infant stage.
You were knee high to a grasshopper. Don't you
right? He was about a toddler. I think that was coming on when I was about like 11 or 12.
Yeah, I was in like elementary or something like that. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, enough about Will and Chris. Today, listeners, we're still talking about the Challenge USA. And we're gonna give a whole rundown of the most recent episode of the challenge. And then after that, we're gonna dive into some of the responses on Twitter. And some of those responses are from the contestants themselves. So first, go ahead. I'm gonna pass it on to Eric, and then we're gonna run down the drama after the episode.
All righty, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you long. But this episode was, it was another interesting episode. It didn't have a lot of energy really much throughout it until like the end. So we got the heat at the end of it. But to start us off, TJ got our contestants, paired up in new partnerships and whatnot after the exit of Tasha and James. And so we are suspended in the air on the skyscraper. On the ledge, you have all these, they have different groups. They're group A, B, and C, I believe. Maybe there was a fourth group. I don't remember. But there's 4 groups of people on each group. 4 couples, 4 pairs in each group. And the name of this game is simply trivia. Random trivia facts that TJ he probably pulled up on Google. What's the, like, one of the questions was, what's the heaviest mammal or something, or the heaviest animal? What's, you know, name some of the heaviest top 10 animals. And so it's just random trivia. But one of the main ones that stick out for me was the first group. You know, we have Danny and Kyra and Cinco and his partner, and then you had, who else was in that first group? I want to say Xavier and Shan were in that first group as well, and I can't remember who other person was in their group. But their question was, okay, name the countries that have the peso or speak Spanish, or whatever. And so you got everybody: Mexico, Spain, Chile, and here go Danny talk about Brazil.
I'm like, what?
Brazil speak Portuguese?
Portuguese.
Okay, that's right. Because I was like, isn't that Portuguese?
Look, Kyra me, she's like, And so TJ was like, incorrect. Hit the buzzer. They drop down.
TJ gets a kick out of pushing that button and dropping them people down into water and stuff. He loves this competition.
And you got Cinco. You know Cinco, the number 5. He real big. You know, Cinco ain't no little man. But he's sitting over like, these people, they was just next to me, and all I see is emptiness, and I just hear the string going down. He's like, I ain't trying to fall down. So it was so funny to see them like legit scared. Like they were like, we are not trying to fall by any means.
And the way they was even holding themselves, child, they was all holding themselves like that.
I know they was nervous.
They really were. So Danny and his group fall. I can't remember. Oh, the question about the pesos. So which country does pesos? X got theirs wrong. So him and Shan fall. So they in the elimination round. So like they in the losers round. So you have a winners round and a losers round. So they in the losers round. So I believe Cinco then moves on to the next round, I believe. If not, it was the other group. Then we bring on Azza and her group. Azza and Ben. And then again, these pairings, y'all. Normally I get these folks' names, but I do not have all their names. Too many
of them.
It's because they're irrelevant if they want to cook out.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm laughing, but I'm serious.
I don't know what else to say, because if you aren't relevant, I don't really know your name, and I really haven't gotten. It's not like Survivor.
I'm biased, but I admit it.
Because normally on Survivor, like I get all the 18 contestants' names memorized down packed, but it's because each one of them are important. At this stage in the game, everybody isn't important, and it's sad to say, but they aren't. So all I remember is Oz's group, okay? And Oz was like, I don't know this, I don't know this trivia, I don't know. And the first thing he asked, she get it right. I can't remember what her question was, but she was like,
yeah, she definitely guessed.
I'm gonna say this. It was right. She, okay, cool. Ben gets his right. Everybody's getting theirs. It come back. Oh, she got it. And then it's like, name a famous holiday. So everybody, Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, this. Don't wait.
Hold on. Is it just me, or do it feel like he was giving Azza just a little extra time more than everybody else?
Look, I haven't had too much time to answer the question.
Come on, Azza, come on. He give you a couple small seconds. Come on.
He said, wait,
Easter.
Not yet. Easter.
Easter not a national holiday, though?
It's not a federal holiday.
Federal holiday. What's the difference?
He said,
what's the difference between national holiday and federal holiday?
Where it's federally recognized, like you get to take off work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You get off. Okay.
Well, I would have been there because I'm over talking about some Black History Month, and I'm thinking of Juneteenth.
You could have said MLK Day. Did somebody already say that?
Somebody did say that.
But I'm thinking like Juneteenth. I'm talking about in my head, talking about Black Lives Matter Day.
Every day.
But yes, and TJ was like, good answer, Azza. Incorrect.
Boy, he enjoyed dropping them so much. I was giddy. He was. I was like, "Dang, TJ."
Yeah, he loves that stuff.
He loved that, man.
But hey, she did make it to the winners round. So when she did drop eventually, she was in the winners round because I believe. And then Derek X and Sarah, they were partners, and he got
who?
Derek X.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Oh,
yeah. And Eric was like, Derek X? Like, you don't know who he is?
Y'all not be throwing shade.
Right. Because honestly, at this point, that's how I feel about it. So him and Sarah were together and they end up getting out eventually because she was like, he ain't as smart as I thought he was. But so anyways, we get to the final round and clearly Mr. Trivia himself, him and his partner, Alyssa Kylan, they take home the W. And I was like, okay, I can get with this. 2 Big Brother people winning. That's dope. Like Kylan to show back-to-back win. Like, let's go. He's showing Tyson, like, you're not the only one in here that can win back-to-back daily challenges. I'm here to compete. I'm like, okay, I'm here for this. But the losers of the round, bless their heart, they tried. But David and Justine, they went into elimination. And so we were all like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Who would Alyssa and Kylan put up against them? Because, you got a Big Brother person already down there with a Love Island person. So clearly, we're not going to put no Big Brother people in there.
Right. You don't want to lose your Big Brother numbers. It's a numbers game until you get to a certain point. So,
hello. So we're not doing that, right? But so Shan, that was honestly Shan's thinking, because I was like right along with her. She was like, I'm good because although I'm Survivor, I'm with Xavier and he's a part of the cookout, he's a part of Big Brother, so I know that's solid. Like, that's not going, nothing's gonna happen,
which would have been a logical thought.
Yes, it would have been,
especially early in the game. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. And so I'm like, okay, Shane, you're not wrong. I mean, that's a good line of thinking to have. But then you cut on over to Mr. Derek X and Alyssa. They both talking about, is this the time to get out X? Could we get out X? Because I got to get my revenge. It's been nice, we friend, but I got to get that revenge. And it's this revenge series all over again. We got to get our revenge. We got to get our revenge. And it's going to be fun to watch him on the other side this time. Like, ha, ha, ha. I get to do this to you. You didn't play me all summer type deal. And I'm just like, wow, like, you're going to really let this interrupt your game?
Right.
Like,
you're losing numbers from your number from your side. Somebody who was careful to protect you. Just 2 weeks ago, or however many weeks ago.
And you know what I think would have happened if Tiffany was still there? She would have talked him off the ledge.
Oh, most definitely.
Is what I think it would have happened. Yeah.
Oh,
she would have been like, bro, like, yes, like we of course can get them out later, like, you know, but it's like early in the game, like we need to use, as an ally, right now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I 100%
get some of
think
these darn Survivor players out, because Survivor players know how to play,
and they're tough.
Survivor and Big Brother are the strategists of this game, right?
Love Island just want to put on makeup and kiss. Love Island is like the teeny bops. You know what I'm saying? Yes. That's exactly what it is.
Because Love Island is just there to have a good time. But so, like you said, they're the strategists. Big Brother and Survivor are the strategists. And I'm gonna give James some credit, because he, coming from Amazing Race, he is he strategized, and he honestly in his interview. I listened to his interview on the Challenge podcast, and he was like, honestly, I feel like, because TJ kept saying Survivor is the best equipped, that show is the best one to prepare them for this. He said, but I think they're wrong. I think it's the Amazing Race. One, we are used to having partners. We're used to having to only rely on someone. So we understand that the foundation of our strength comes from being together. And endurance, he said, we have to run and walk everywhere we go. So that's something that we have to do. So he explained, went down a whole rundown why the Amazing Race best prepared them for this show. But anyways, going back to them too. So yeah, you would think with 2 Big Brother players in power, they're going to make the best move necessary to forward their games and move as a whole, even if they're not together. But Alyssa planted the seed with Kylan, who also, ironically, wants revenge.
Like, never mind the movement and the moment and the cultural significance of the cookout. Let me come on the challenge. Let me accept the challenge and go here to get revenge.
And Kylan know better.
But it's to the point that it makes me wonder, like, you know, I'm always wondering if production got something to do with any of this, right? It makes me wonder if this is what they brought them there for. Don't you want to be on the Challenge USA to get your revenge from
for sure, right?
Like, it to me, because the cookout is carrying the challenge. If the cookout did not exist, the Challenge USA would be trash. Who else's storyline will we have? I'll wait.
Exactly. Everybody look to the left. Everybody look to the
and
right.
That's mild.
So,
what you say?
I said, what, Alyssa and Shannon? That's kind of mild. So that's pretty much it.
And DX, what storyline do y'all have?
He wouldn't even have one.
Not the cookout,
DX wouldn't have none.
Yeah, so it's just like, to me, it's played. To me, it's all about getting us, literally getting us to watch. Getting cookout. Byyyeeee 23 was successful, and their buzz went throughout the entire summer. It went throughout the entire, like, the buzz hasn't gone away for them. And so why not create tension as a result of what happened last year with the cookout? And let's make this a storyline.
And I'm gonna say this, and it's funny because they knew who to play that up with. They played it up with the men because the women, because even when, so just to make a long story short, we know that Kylan, he allowed Alyssa, probably didn't need much persuasion, but just needed it to be brought to the table to throw in X and Shan.
Yeah.
Took the bait, hook, line, and sinker. And so that's who they ultimately chose. And so when they did do that, Azah was like, what?
Azah was like, what the hell?
Am I seeing this?
She was everybody watching. Yeah.
She said, did he just
hold on. Azah was giving, and Azah be giving in the confessionals with this outfit and that hair.
Azah, fine.
Baby, look.
Hair, makeup,
fine.
just beautiful. I'm like, come on here.
She definitely gets, we're going to do awards at the end of the challenge.
Look.
I ain't gonna even lie. She already went for best confessional looks.
Confessional. She walked in on the first episode, and that was it pink,
that yellow.
Oh, was it yellow when they walked in the first night?
I can't remember, but I just remember that yellow stood out for me. She was gorgeous.
Maybe it was yellow, or that I just know yellow, hot pink.
She looked good in everything.
Azah and colors go hand in hand.
Is it? I don't care what color it is. Put her in it.
Yes, that's our friend, y'all. She looked good throughout this entire
moment.
We need to look. Speaking of Azah, we do need to see if we can get Azah on here. I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere. So maybe y'all listeners.
Azah, I'm gonna tag you in this clip right here.
Maybe y'all can tag Azah and say, "Hey, we want you to go on.
Come on back. Bring a friend.
Bring a friend.
Bring a friend. Any of the cookout members you decide. Bring a friend.
Why not? Okay, sorry for interrupting, child.
Any cookout member?
Ones that were on the show.
That's what we're doing?
Unless it's him.
Why not?
Y'all know I'm messy. Continue, Eric.
So when he decided, he was like, yeah, I kind of want revenge too, now that I think about it. And I was like, Kylan. And granted, y'all, we knew the spoilers. And so we just didn't know how things were going to happen. And so when Xavier and Shan get called down there, of course they're blindsided, because Shan definitely was, because she was not expecting it. Xavier was kind of like, oh, I kind of got a hit. But he was pissed. Oh, he was pissed.
He was mad.
He was so pissed that the challenge that they had to go through, they had to break the glass, crawl through this little tunnel, get their puzzle pieces, grab them out and fix this puzzle, right? But each partner had to break glass. However, if one partner decided to break both people's glass, there was a 50-second penalty that was added onto your time. And so Xavier was so pissed that he decided, I'm breaking both our glasses for us.
They would have wanted to break those.
It was. And when he took, I said, oh, that 50-second penalty is going to cost
And in them comps, that 50
because
seconds
it seemed like
a long time.
because it was a 50-second penalty, not like, added to your time. It's a 50-second penalty in terms of you got to wait 50 seconds. They get to do their thing. The other team, so David and Justine, got a 50-second head start. And while they might have been struggling, by the time Xavier and Shane got to getting on that puzzle, here they go. Boom. I mean, and they worked so well together. And I got to give Justine and David their props, because the way they was tapping their little glass, it seemed like they had a little toothpick. Their little glass was shattered. And Xavier just... And they just... And his still right behind them, barely tapping their glass. And they... Yes. Those just emotions taking him over. Wrapped up in some... Okay. So yes, he allowed his emotions to get the better of him, and those emotions cost them that elimination, because by the time they got to have like 2 or 3 pieces left, David and Justine said, click, 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 check, check, check. And TJ didn't believe it, because the way he said, yeah, David and Justine, you won, you did it. Like, and that was it. And everybody's face was just like, did this just happen? Did Xavier, the winner of BB23, just lose to David? Because and let me back. Derek X. No. I'm going back to Derek. Ciao.
What do you do?
Because he was like, "Oh, David, he's not gonna win anything." He
did say that,
sir. Need I remind you who goes first? Never mind. Let me not say that.
Shall we know?
But shout out to David though for proving that he can win competitions and stuff, because he didn't do too well when it came to Big Brother. Now he was first.
It was terrible at both.
Yeah. And so now he really does have the opportunity to prove himself. And so shout out to him for proving people wrong.
That was, I think, when he won, he was cheering. I'm like, all right, Dave, you doing a lot over there, bro. I think that was like his redemption. Like, I can win some. Y'all talking all this mess. Like, I can do something.
And I didn't just beat any willy-nilly by the wayside player.
Yeah. I beat the winner.
He beat the winner
of my show. And Love Island homegirl Justine, she like, I'm not here to play either. Miss Shane, Miss Manipulator, Mad Strategist on the Survivor, got you too. So at the end of the day, go. See what happens.
She her behind on out that door, didn't she?
Because karma is a what?
Beep, beep, beep.
And it came back to get you, Xavier. It was really for you. Karma, it got Shane too, because she was running her mouth on Tiffany and saying something, trying to be sneaky, playing the little guy game with Derek and trying to do what she did.
They're running your mouth, Karma.
But Xavier, you put your neck on the line for Miss Alyssa. And that girl threw your head on the chopping block so fast.
Listen, this is exactly what happened. So you opened your mouth to save Alyssa to get rid of Tiffany, when this week Tiffany would have probably been the one to save you from the block.
Exactly.
Because
what goes around
come back around.
Listen, what goes around.
Because y'all mentioned it.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that until you said that.
Y'all literally mentioned, because Tiffany would have been the one. She would have like Kylan. Absolutely not.
We are not doing it.
Not now. Some sense into him. She knows how to communicate with Kylan.
She was like, Kai. She would put her hand on.
Say it.
Kai. I know you want this Batman Superman thing again, but you see how that worked out last time.
Not Batman Superman.
I tried to warn you last time. You didn't listen to me, and you lost. This time, I want you to listen to me, because I'm not saying you may not win this time either, but this is going to be better for our long-term game.
Yep.
Do not put
Shane
and Xavier in elimination. When we got all these Survivor people, which I mentioned, I tweeted about this. I said you got Tyson the Titan, you got NFL Danny, you got Shane, the Pastor Shane, you got freaking She-Hulk Sarah, you got all these Survivor players, and y'all ain't nobody.
You could have easily got your little bank. Someone one of them little Love Islanders, something.
I would. I mean, if you was gonna put somebody in there, throw Derek X and Sarah in there. Shoot, At least you be getting out a big.
Yeah, because Derek X got about 6 muscles in his whole body. To break through that glass, he would have been struggling. Yeah, 6. 4 on one side and the other one.
How about he was over here trying to tell him not to do it because he was scared that Xavier was going to come back because he thought it was a puzzle. He's like, oh no, I know Xavier's good at puzzles. We might not need to do this. So she was like, I see Derek trying to signal me not to do it, but this is just a risk we're going to have to take because we understand if Xavier come back, if he comes back, it's going to be terrible, which it would have been. And so it almost I would almost like to have seen if they would have pulled back and not did it to see what would have happened. But I'm glad they did because again, you reap what you sow. That's what in our term we reap what you sow, and it came back to get them.
I hope they all come back for another season.
Xavier had some choice words too, didn't he?
He so did, and I cracked up. He said, "At the end of the day, I'm still rich and y'all still broke."
Ooh. Which baby, and no lies told. Right. You can say a lot about X, but broke ain't one of them. You hear me?
Ain't one of them. Why somebody talk about Kylie? You still homeless?
Hold on, shout out to Nick. You know he love X.
Yes, shout out to
but what they ain't gonna be is broke. You hear me?
Hello. And so, I've been preparing, like we said, I've said it multiple times, we know the spoilers, so I knew this was X's week. So I was in high anticipation for this week. However, I don't know if it was just me, but because I seen how it went down, seeing that it was Kylan, I don't care about Alyssa, I knew she would do it, but to see Kylan be implicit and being the reason why Xavier was thrown in there and got sent home, it kind of took some of the joy I had that I wanted to see, it didn't feel right, and so I don't know, maybe that's just me. Because I was like, dang, Kylan, you did it. Like, I was excited for him to go, but I didn't want it to be at the hands of
somebody else.
Yeah, like if it would have been Alyssa and Derek X, they did it now. That would have been funny.
Or even if it was later on in the game and if it was Kylan, that still would have been more entertaining. But it was kind of like, dang, Kyle,
Cookout versus Cookout, what's it called? Violence will not be tolerated.
Listen.
Cookout versus
Cookout violence.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Like,
trying to start a fire.
I just wanted them to be a cohesive unit, kind of going into this show.
Clearly,
and I didn't like that part. I really didn't.
I hate that we say this, but the men were truly the weakest links once again because the women,
per usual,
were on code to do what needed to be done. Because Tiffany, again, she was trying to save Oz and X. She did her best to keep them safe, and then here go Oz. She was completely shocked and astounded that Xavier got thrown in. So I'm like, the women were on one accord. Thank you, Jesus. But the men, y'all missed the prayer meeting. Y'all missed the because the women's over here, they on one accord, and y'all doing everything else but working together.
All right.
So it's like
the part that cracked me up though was when you know how they do their final little talk to the camera or whatever. When Shan called her Alyssa Megamind. When I tell you I hollered, because why I feel like Reese created that.
No,
he did.
No, that was me.
Was it you?
Yes, because I took that picture of her when she was in the the little workout room.
Oh, with the braids.
And I screenshot it.
Yes,
I swear it was me.
Tracy, you
and I'm like, she looked like that Megamind girl. I literally paused. I'm like, Steve, look, she said my little nickname.
That is
I swear funny. It was. Oh, I remember that. I was like, what she look like? I can't think of Megamind.
Yeah. She said she looked like Megamind, and what was the rest of it?
I don't even remember the whole thing. That was the thing
that stood out. She may look like Megamind, but she can't see 2 feet in front of 2 steps ahead. She said something.
Basically, she don't have no strategy at the end of the day. And so it was to the point where Alyssa kind of jumped on top of that and changed her profile picture to Megamind.
Did she?
She did. That's what that profile was.
I didn't even see the profile picture.
Yeah, she changed it to Megamind.
So if you thought that ended there, you would be wrong, because some interviews came out, right? And y'all got the tea, and those interviews led to some Twitter beefing.
Yes, it sure did. So basically, Alyssa versus Shan beef. Was taken to the interview. Yes. So obviously Shan was interviewed. I don't have all the details of what she said during the interview, but the main component of it was basically, Alyssa, you're going around trashing the cookout on this show for revenge. Meanwhile, you were benefiting from proximity to the cookout. You were hanging out with the cookout. You were all up where X was, you was there. You were benefiting from the cookout. But now all of a sudden your storyline and everything else is revenge because they wronged you.
Her airtime is benefiting from the cookout.
What you say?
Even the airtime she get is benefiting from the cookout.
All of this is benefiting from them. And so
the reason she got her call. Cookout.
Yeah. Yep. And so Alyssa had tweeted on the 29th, actually. Let's see here. I'm trying to see who said what first. Let's just put it here. Shan had said, imagine being so thirsty for attention that you endure an entire casting process to seek revenge against a cultural movement that you gave lip service to. Imagine going from best friends with X and the cookout to being best friends with Mrs. I'm so ghetto because my skin is more tanned. She was referencing Angela. Mm-hmm. Angela may be a racist Klansman with no feeling in her face, but at least she's smart and thinks things through. Let's see how far your big move gets you. And then Alyssa says, imagine being so salty about getting eliminated from a competition show that you chose to use your exit interviews to bash other women's intelligence and looks. I can't relate. I'd explain my thought process during my exit interviews, but I don't have any scheduled this early.
I'm sorry.
And then
keep going, girl. Keep going.
Shan was on TikTok, right?
Who did a TikTok?
And she didn't say nothing. It's just her, and the background music is "Try Jesus, don't try me."
Because I ain't got no job, did she? She didn't have no shit. Because she had time, bro. She had time.
So Shan had time that day.
She got time.
But since all of this, it appears that Shan has deactivated her Twitter account. I don't know if she's back yet.
But, no, not as earlier. I checked and she's still deactivated.
Okay. So so obviously this after the show, after elimination beef has been quite entertaining, probably just as entertaining as the beef on the episode, or even more entertaining. In some ways.
Shan was doing
about all this.
She was doing a little too much for me, but she read about. I was like, oh, y'all know I like some mess.
Look,
I was like, Shan, leave that little girl alone, for she be in the corner crying.
That girl alone. To say, like,
baby, and I'm sure. And imagine that was the dialed down version. I said, is that Pastor Chantel speaking like by lip service? I said, oh, Lord, I'm tuned in for the revival. Let's see. Listen, open up your books to page messy.
Lord. Oh, to the book of Chantel.
Listen, baby,
Chapter
she was
11,
reading her
verses 16 and 17.
Listen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I cannot wait till it get down to when Alyssa get eliminated, because I know Chantel gonna come back just to say something.
Yes.
That's exactly what she gonna react.
And I'm ready for her. She gonna have something to say, and I'm gonna be right here ready to retweet it.
Because it's just going back to the show that these people aren't using their heads to play the game.
Yeah.
And it sucks to see because it's like Big Brother could really be running things like everybody say they are. Like everybody's Big Brother's gonna be, we got literally everybody's Big Brother, Big Brother, Big Brother. While Survivor is right there. Like they don't exist. Right. Like they're not these She-Hulks and freaking gods workout people. Like it's ridiculous, but they sliding by and no strategy. So, and Tyson said it himself. He said, "Oh, Big Brother's cannibalizing on themselves. Good for me. Works for me."
Mm-hmm.
That's the most personal thing you could. It's an emotional move, an emotional decision in a game to win. How much are they winning this year? $1 million?
$500,000.
Oh, $500,000.
They split the $1 million, so I guess the guy gets So technically $1 million, but they split. Yeah, $500,000.
Okay. Yeah, emotional decisions, and you cannibalizing yourselves doesn't make any sense to me. Eric, do you have any previews? Were there any previews for the next episode?
I didn't see them. I didn't see your previews.
Okay, they'll probably start releasing some of the little.
I'm gonna be sad this week.
You say you are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember.
I think I'm gonna be sad too. Then.
Yeah, you are.
We weren't black the next pod. Yeah.
We weren't black the next pod.
Look with shades.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
It'll be a sad day.
Well, any final thoughts, you guys? I know, the Twitter drama and stuff really kept us cracking up this past week. Any final thoughts?
I'm just a little sad we ain't watching that other show. That's it.
Not the show that shall not be named.
Hold on. I don't care. I'm talking about it because who gonna fight me? Y'all know I was watching the show that shall not be named last night. And did y'all know that Jasmine was an alternate and she would have been on last season?
I saw that.
Yes, I did.
Baby, the way to cookout would not have
had
been
the cookout.
Y'all would have. I'm gonna tell y'all this, okay? On the show that shall not be named.
You just gotta know who these
people are. I'm talking about what I want to talk about. Who gonna fight me? Jasmine, excuse me, earlier in the week had a conversation in the house, and she specifically talked about how she doesn't connect to Black people.
Huh?
So
there wouldn't have been a cookout. I think that's why she went on, child.
I'm cool with who I'm cool with, and I'm fine with who I'm fine with. But I just, and when she said that she doesn't really
identify
talk to or there we go. That's why we're identified with African American. I said, oh, African American, turn the TV off. What?
Look, I'm Black TV.
Oh,
Black.
my God.
Black girl. So, Lord, when I tell y'all, I'm glad she went on last season because the way the whole show would have been ruined.
And people were trying to figure out, it was like, who she would have replaced.
I think they would have had her replace Tiffany.
I was just about to say, I think she
based on age, it would have been her. Ozzy said it was based on age.
Yeah, that was my guess that she was Tiffany's replacement. Oh, Lord, I'm so glad.
But then who would have Turner been the replacement for? I know it wouldn't Cookout, but he was also an alternate last year. Who you think?
Turner.
You think he would have been for Christian?
No, I think Turner would have been the first one that got evicted.
Travis.
No, not the first one. No.
Travis.
He would have been Frenchie's, I think.
Well, no.
Really?
See, okay, so Scotty said that based off the Southern cast type, Jasmine would have replaced him, and they would have had a different woman come in and different Frenchie because of that Southern thing. So and they would have had a different woman swap.
You think so? I figured they do alternates like a black woman, or a white man.
They go based off of personality, like
they be having a fit,
character type,
character. That was my guess.
So that's why I'm saying. So she would be in like the Southern thing. So instead of Frenchie, they would have had she would have replaced that Southern one. So they would have to find another man to replace who she would have done.
That's a good guess.
And then, like I said, Azza.
That actually makes sense.
And then Azza thought, she was like, well, she would replace me if it was based off age in the woman category, possibly too. So there's different factors that they could have played with.
The only reason why I wouldn't think Azza is because we know how they do optics and they need a light skin and a dark skin woman for that purpose. So that's the only thing that makes me think like Azza would have for sure stayed. And if they had to pick, it would have been Hannah or Tiffany. I think she would have replaced.
I think they would have kept Tiffany because her age, because they didn't have. She would have been the oldest.
Oh yeah, she fit the role as the oldest, right? She was the oldest, right? Yeah. Oh, Frenchie was the oldest.
She
was the oldest woman though.
Yeah. So I think they would have kept it till Hannah would have been replaced. Bless her heart.
Hannah is given in this after season though.
Come on, somebody.
Hannah, sister, sis.
Thank you for charging people up in their comments. Thank you for putting out notices and letting people know, hey, your microaggressions were unnecessary and inappropriate. Thank you for letting people know.
You know what?
We see what's going on, and you're not going to come out here and say that the live feeds are edited.
And as a matter of fact, let me just women. Let me just say this, because Tiffany has been given in these Twitter streets, Azza has been given in these Twitter streets, and Hannah has been given in these Twitter streets. Thank you.
Yes,
because like and retweet, and then like and retweet. Because I agree with 99% of the stuff they say.
Yes,
I present to you the Cookout women.
I feel like a round of applause needed to go right there.
I love it.
I love it.
Now, we just be going off on tangents, man.
Viewers, audience, family and friends, thank you so much for tuning in to our season 4, episode 4 episode of Who All Gonna Be There podcast, the place where you become an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. Until next time, bye.
Bye, guys.